Let's review the rules for today's championship competition. 6 gymnasts for each team compete on each apparatus. Only the top 5 scores count, and the highest cumulative score after 6 rounds or rotations wins the championship. Since there are 6 teams and only 4 events, each team will sit out 2 rotations, which are called byes. And in this rotation, UCLA and Utah will sit out. Alabama's first event is the uneven bars. And what about the defending champions, Kathy?
Well, they are at a disadvantage competing without Marie Robbins, but they have the bonus of starting on their strongest event, the uneven bars. They're very aggressive and exciting in competition, and after winning last year, they have the experience.
Sophomore Kim Masters is one of the anchors for the Crimson Tide.
This is her second year in collegiate gymnastics, and she's really adjusted well. Look at that, a beautiful Shaposhnikova up to the high bar. Nice swing here, giant swing, full pirouette over the top. One of the more difficult moves done in the routine. Setting up for the dismount, giant swing, a double tuck flyaway. She went out a little too far and had to hop the landing.
And Kathy, this is the one event that Alabama needs to do well in to rack up points.
If they can start out with a real high team event score, it can put a lot of pressure on the other teams.
And the score is a good one, a 9-7-0. Over at the vault, one of the big guns for Georgia, Corrine Wright.
A layout Sukuhara with just a tiny hop on the landing. Beautifully executed. She is so powerful in this event. This is the only slight deduction. Legs apart there, and a tiny little hop right there.
But a solid score.
And they're looking for big scores like that from Corrine all day if they're expecting to win.
Lisa Dolan of Cal State Fullerton is getting set for the beam routine, and that squad will need an awful lot of help.
They're very young and inexperienced, and in order to win, the other teams would have to make mistakes. Fullerton's actually doing quite well on the balance beam, particularly since they're starting out on this event. They're in the mid-9s. Lisa's one of their best beam workers. They're hoping to get a higher score here.
You may notice the crowd noise and music in the background. That's because all the events are going on at the same time.
And that can be distracting. Preparing for her dismount. Around a double twist. Good, solid routine for them.
A 9.65 is their highest score on the beam. Preparing for the floor exercises is Nebraska, a very improved team, Kathy.
They are much better than their 10th place finish last year, particularly on floor exercise and balance beam. But they still rely on the big scores on the uneven bars.
This is Lisa McCready, a sophomore, who's the team's strongest performer on the floor.
A nice tumbling pass, a front through to a front with a full twist. Key to their great improvement was hiring a balance beam and floor exercise coach, Peggy Liddick, to specifically help in the areas of choreography. It's made a huge difference. Preparing for her last tumbling run. Double twist. Good, strong finish. It was a nice routine, but it's not quite at the level of UCLA or Georgia. It's just not as exciting as some of the other routines. The other routines really get the audience involved.
And the 9.70 is the highest score on the team. Over at the bars, Sherry Way of Alabama. She played an important role in last season's championship.
She's one of my favorite gymnasts here. She has impeccable form. It's a beautiful full pirouette on the high bar. And a reverse heft. It's a big release move.
Alabama really needs to do the job on the bars, Kathy, with some big scores.
Well, this routine is very capable of scoring high. The front dismount, pretty big hop there at the end, but it's one of the only deductions of the routine.
So Alabama has done the job coming out of the gates well on the uneven bars, posting very high scores. And Sherry Wade with a 9.70 has reason to smile as Alabama leads comfortably after one rotation over Georgia, Nebraska, and Cal State Fullerton. But yet to come is Utah and UCLA.